Alright guys, we're outside. We're about to go underneath the hood to install those. Hey guys, so the first thing is we're going to start off at home base just because this particular step I feel like it might be easier to do indoors, like by a desk or a table. You could obviously do it outside, but it might take a little bit of work, and I'll show you guys real quick why. So as you know, we are trying to install LEDs where the DRL high beam combo sits, and the reason why it's taken us so long is because of the fact that for our particular application there's actually a special clip and socket that is all in one. So you plug the bulb into that's where it gets power from, and then you clip it and lock it into the headlight itself. Most other bulbs of this type would just, you lock it in and then there's usually the electrical plug that connects, so it's much easier. But in this case we don't have that luxury. So I've unfortunately done this because I was so excited about it. I did it before filming, but I'll show you an image right over here of the part that you could buy, and you could buy this part off of eBay or Amazon. They're relatively cheap. I've seen them range from $5 to $7 for a set of two. But essentially what you need to do is you get your bulb, your LED bulb, and you see this black plastic right here. It basically has to sit on that. It can only go one way. The reason why I'm stating that is because the bulb itself, I'm not sure if it'll focus, but you see these little teeth. There's 1, 2, and then 3, one at the top. They sit in a specific way to the actual connector. So even on the stock headlight, on the adapter, you can only put the bulb one way because it goes in and locks a certain way. So you see right there, there's the 1, the 2 over here, and the 3rd one on top. So same thing with this adapter. You basically have to pry it open. It's a little difficult because it's very hard plastic. Obviously you don't want this thing to be flimsy and allow your bulb to just come unloose while you're driving. So it's very, well, at least the one I bought was very well made, to the point where, like, if I try, it's hard to pry it apart. So it's not impossible. So once you get these and get to this first step, you're probably gonna have a hard time with it and think, oh my goodness, I'm gonna snap it. It's not gonna go that way. You just have to, there's a little opening for most of these, as you can see here. All right, so you can barely see, but there's an opening right there, like right here. And you basically have to just pry it open and get this to slide on. It's really hard. One of the easier aspects, it just honestly depends on the bulb you get. Some of the bulbs have the ability to, with a screw, remove the base part, so you could just take it off, slide this easily on, and then put the actual base part back on, screw it in. Unfortunately the bulb that I got didn't have that, so I did have to pry it open. But like I said, most of these are really hard, sturdy plastics, so you don't have to worry about breaking them or having them snap. But once it's on, you could get to the next part. So let's head downstairs to actually do that. We're about to go underneath the hood to install those bulbs, but I've been asked before if I've actually put dust covers on the previous setup. So one thing that I'm gonna do, and forgive me if it's picking up wind noise, is we're going to install also dust covers. I'm actually going to review these in an upcoming video, so we'll install them. I will repeat the install process in that video and then just share with you, because this whole week it's supposed to rain, so it'll be, I know they're called dust covers, so they're meant for dust, but it'll be a perfect stress test to see if these also are good to avoid getting water inside your housings. So let's go under the hood real quick. So we're under the hood on the passenger side, and these bulbs are actually a lot easier than the driver's side, because so this is where you have your corner parking light with the amber delete, and then your headlight is actually right here, as you can see headlight. Your high beams are the next one over. Again, forgive me if there's wind noise. So that's what we're going to switch out right now, DRLs. And the brand I got, I'm going to show you a picture up here, because the box I got is actually an old model and it looks really tacky, but it's, again, for me, I'm using a yellow bulb again. So first things first, you're going to remove the dust cover. Should come off right away, and then we're going to go ahead and unplug. So it only twists one way. Oh, there you go. Be careful not to touch the bulb, as you're, again, if you ever need to reuse it or your LEDs don't work, getting your oils by touching the bulb will easily burn them out. But as you can see, this is what I meant about they only install one way. These are the little teeth I was showing you in the room, and then this is the special little connector, which we're gonna figure out how to take care of all of that right now. All right, so I unplugged the bulb, and the socket is right there. Now we're gonna go ahead and, now that this is on there, we're gonna make sure that it worked. So, gotta stick my hands. It's a little tight. All right, so it is a little tight fit, but you can get it in. So mine's in right now. Now I gotta find the way that these line up. So it's a little bit of a pain. You have to match up the teeth. I already did that, but I wanna show you guys, it is locked, but because the adapter isn't 100% great, it does have a little bit of play. It's locked though, like look, I'm pulling it out and it's not budging. So it is locked in there. I'm going to try putting the dust cover on right now. Sorry for the wind noise, and I really hope the dust cover kind of helps alleviate some of this play. So we'll find out right now. All right, so I've placed the dust cover on. So obviously the fan is supposed to be exposed, and then these little seats will seat depending on how big the hole is. There's the bulb itself with the adapter. So we're gonna try putting it in, and hopefully this dust cover alleviates some play. As far as the sealing, it looks pretty sealed. I mean, if it sits well, it looks like nothing will actually go in the housing. So we're about to find out right now. All right, so it was a little bit of a, not a pain, this is kind of a little in the way, but as you can see, the dust cover is sealing fine, and it did help eliminate a little bit of the play. There's still a tiny bit of wiggle. Again, I don't think it's gonna be perfect, but it's not gonna fly out. Now honestly is to test how well the bulbs work in that situation, and obviously connect it and put some electrical tape to make sure that this doesn't short out. All right, sit rep. So fun fact, these, when they turn DRL, they will not function unless the car is on and the handbrake is down. The one thing I'm running into is I haven't swapped out the driver's side, but on this side, the moment the handbrake goes down, it'll light up. Sorry for the wind again. It'll light up, it flashes, and then it dies out, while the other halogen bulb stays lit. So, I mean, I'm running to the conclusion that it could be a CAN bus error, which means that I would have to buy an adapter to make it work, or that maybe because the other side has a halogen, it's giving less power to one side. I don't know. I mean, this is just theoretical. I know that electrical systems are more advanced, so that might not be the problem. But I'm gonna try to install the other side and see if basically that eliminates my DRL issue. Otherwise, that just means that, again, unfortunately with the Velosters, one way or the other, you either have really nice LED DRLs with no high beam function, or I'm gonna have an amazing high beam function with no DRL function. So let's figure this out. So again, forgive me for the wind. I need to get out a video to you guys, but yeah, we installed both sides, and literally the moment the parking brake function goes, it receives enough power and then blinks out. However, they work like a charm, and then I'll give you a review about the dust covers afterwards, so watch. Yeah, so they light up, and then they work perfectly for high beams. I'll show you right now. So right now they're on the high beam functionality, and as you can see, they work perfectly fine. But the DRL function does not. Because they work as a high beam, honestly, it makes me wonder if it is a CAN bus issue. Because usually when you have a CAN bus issue, it should be kind of flickering out here too. But again, sadly, we don't really use high beams that often, so it's kind of hard to tell what's the problem. So I'll update you guys, see if the CAN bus fixes the DRL function. But for now, we have installed LED high beams for those of you who live in an area where you could care less about the DRL and care more about the actual function of the high beam. Again, you could go HID, you could go LED. I went LED just because it's a lot faster to power up over LED, having to kind of, you know, stack up and warm up. All right, so I'm done with the install. It was a little tedious. I've put electrical tape around the connector to make sure that no water gets in it. Like I've mentioned before, I'll give you an update. I won't lie to you, just because I want to be very transparent. I'm not happy with the result. I'm not happy with the amount of play that is involved with these bulbs. The other side is actually much worse than this side. So I may at the end remove them all together and just go back to halogens. This is honestly the one reason that's been holding me back having HIDs or LEDs. It's because I have not been able to find a decent kit that will actually stay put. And I know you guys have been asking me for this one forever, so this is the most decent that I've gotten. But again, I'm not happy. I don't like the quality of it, and I don't really want to put that type of content out there for you guys. But for those of you that are really interested and having HID or LED headlights, this is the way to go. The other thing is the bulb in particular that I got, which is my fault because I was trying to get a yellow high beam. As you can see, the pattern right here, it's a 3-point, which means that rather than the bulb being like my finger, having light on one side and light on the other side, this one has light or LED chips in a triangular form. Downside about that is that means that both bulbs are locked differently. So as you can see, this one, the cob is tilted like so. I'll go to the other side real quick. This side, you can see that the angle is much different the way it locked, and this one's the hardest one to put in. This one also has more play than the other side. Not sure why. Really frustrated. It's a hard little, if you have fat hands, it's really hard to get behind this. But again, I'm just showing you guys what you have to do. So I'll give you my update in a week. Yeah, but that finishes this really simple install video. If you have big hands, it might be a little bit of a pain, but everything's working. We'll give you updates on the dust covers and see if the CAN bus unit fixes the DRL function. But as always, guys, thanks for all the love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next video with updates. Bye. Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Shayness. I'm actually doing a second video just like the high beam one that I did. So this is why I look the same.